No, it's okay. I'm trying to like slide to the side a little bit.
Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Admiral Bonaparte High Stepper, and I am here hosting the second round of the Baron Munchausen 166th Annual Charity Ball here at Gamehole Con. We have already enjoyed many stories, and it is time for one more round of stories to tell.
A final round.
This is the final round.
The fight speed round. Let's do some speed.
Yeah.
Howard speed.
Everyone's timer's down.
quiz,
30
hot
seconds.
shot.
Ready.
As much as
I
we can
want to
get.
feel the burn.
I like the burn.
I want an Alperana
The
down.
point of the story is
the
Lynn
very like to
Vander's
know
Yeah.
how the last time you were alone in a forest that you exploded a bear.
What part of the bear
All right, kids.
exploded?
Buckle up. They recently made a movie about this.
It's called Bobby, correct?
It's called Oppenheimer. So I was in the woods, right? All of a sudden, I'm from Brooklyn. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Dutchland, the famously landlocked forest.
Yeah. At the time, it was landlocked.
And the ship went by and was throwing bags of cocaine everywhere. And I mean, I had some cocaine, not like a lot of cocaine, but just like a kobold-sized amount of cocaine.
Are you going to correct him about the cocaine?
No, I'm not going to correct him about the cocaine.
Oh, all right.
I could if you want me to, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Dearest Seed,
Yes.
I heard it was methamphetamine.
Oh.
Put some coins in this cup. Let's go. You can see, I come from a race that is famously known for its teeth. None gone.
It's funny because meth makes you lose your teeth.
I've done so much meth.
We
That
know.
Breaking Bad is like, that's like a kid's story to me at this point. It's like Good Night Moon, Good Night Breaking Bad.
Good night, Matt.
So me and this bear, his name was Reginald Theophilus. And Reginald Theophilus had a meth problem.
He had
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I had plenty of meth. I mean, it's super easy. Meth, zero problem. But we had these bags of cocaine, and we were usually using doing meth, which is bad. Yeah.
Before I give you a round of applause,
Oh.
I would like you to turn this grisly situation to the polar opposite of your story.
Oh.
Oh.
Did you just say coins make terrible puns?
I would like him to make a polar opposite exit to his story,
Oh.
as grisly as it may.
Did you know
So
that they make grizzly bears, which are polar bears?
back, I was in the forest by myself when I was studying to be a monk. And the forest was very quiet, and I was there to see if a tree made any sound when it fell. And I thought that was true because of all the meth I was doing.
All right. I accept
Me
your
and
point.
Reginald
Coin from the day.
from the Dave.
What? You
Dave,
are in
Dave,
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 Dave.
Dave.
Yeet, yeet. While you were in the forest investigating if the tree made the sound, I wonder, having a bear there, does the bear piss in the woods?
I mean, where is it not? going to.
No, I need a definitive answer here and why.
You know where I come from, the bear.
In proper Italian.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Ood. I agree with you.
Paroles Italiano. Orso esta pipi en lativo.
Hey.
La arbo esta pipi.
Did you just speak Spanish and Italian?
La herbo en la me. En la cooking, coca bear,
Cocane.
cocande.
Cocaine.
Cocaine. That's
My
correct.
name is not el nombre este no.
Yeah, you started this
Fantastic thing
motherfucker.
you've done.
Yuffie,
Yes.
could you please tell the story about how you earned the hatred of every Freemason in Poland?
Those
I
fuckers.
can't wait.
Yes, that's quite an involved story that I would absolutely love to tell you.
Well, you have 5 minutes.
I do have 5 minutes to tell you how I earned the hatred of every Freemason in where, Poland?
Poland.
Poland. See, I'm not very good at speaking Polish. And so I was in Poland one year and thought that it would be a great idea to have a house built. And of course, I sought out the regular Masons, but they were unavailable at the time. I sought out Mr. Mason, and he was also not available. I even sought out Perry Mason, and he wasn't in Poland. Can you believe that? So my journey took me to several Masons in the country of Poland, and eventually I found the Freemasons, and I asked them if they would build me a house. And can you believe that none of them were interested in building me a house? Because apparently Freemasons don't actually deal in the trade of actually building things. They're all quite secretive with their, I'm not going to call it cult activities, but they're very secretive about the things that they do.
Very 34 degree-ish.
Exactly.
Very Templar.
Exactly. So I decided that I was going to try to convince them, right? And what better way to convince the Freemasons to build me a house than to become a Freemason myself and use my influence to get them to build me a house. So you wouldn't, yes, so
How did you free the Masons?
how did I free the Masons? Well, that is a story all in itself. See, when I went to the Masons, they could not actually build me a house because they were building a house for someone else. And the terms and conditions of their contract under the someone, I believe it was, I don't know, it might have been the King of Norway. I don't know why they were building Norway when they're in Poland. Excuse me. You're gonna make my accent slip, ain't you?
You are the nicest person that I've ever from the bad side of the Pasha end.
Ew. So anyway, like I was saying, I decided that I would liberate them from the King of Norway because he had gone off somewhere. Rumors abound that he was involved in some. Oh, yes. No.
Oh, I'm just pointing.
Oh.
We're good. We're good.
Rumors were involved that he was involved in some sort of secret love tryst with someone from Italy. Who knows who it could be? And I decided that I would just tell them that they did not have to build a house for the King of Norway anymore. And I set them free. And that actually, that wonderful act of kindness was enough to get me inducted into the Freemasons. Wouldn't you believe it? And please believe it. It's very true.
I
Thank-
believe it.
Oh, then I believe it.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad that you all believe it. However, my freeing of the normal Masons meant that the Freemasons had to finish the build of the house of the King of Norway. And then that made them very angry at me, and I can no longer visit Poland. And I swear that this story is true, or my name is not the most esteemed Lady Euphigenia de Montaigne Bennett. I love you, Yeet. Aw.
Just enough time to not explain why it was not a tumor.
All right. Sir Dave the Giant.
Hey, Dane. You want some?
Dave.
Dang.
I would kind of like to hear you chant, anyone else other's name than me and Yeet over there.
Anyone?
The Baron would like to hear how and why it was once you had to fight a duel with yourself to the death.
You see, for a while I was posing as a normal human, not a giant. But in this posing, I got a contract to kill a giant. So I thought the best way of doing it would be to try to attack myself in a public manner. So I got a giant curtain that I set up, that I could stand behind it and pretend to be a normal human size. So I'd go behind it and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm here to kill you." And then I'd run around it and be like, "No, man, I'm here to take you down because, you want to kill me."
And then I'd run back around it and be like, "No, you see, I got this contract, man, and I'm only getting paid if I actually kill you." So I'd have to run back around.
And be like, "No, man." So you see, this went on for a while until they finally believed that I was two separate people, because it took them a while. There was a few townspeople that were starting to catch on. But it worked.
I actually heard that people were believing that it was 4 extra people.
You see, because the voice was coming from such a high region behind that curtain, they were convinced that was actually 3 people stacked on top of each other behind that curtain.
Well done.
So I ended up buying a bodysuit and hiring an artist to paint trompe l'oeil on it of 3 people standing up and the mountain behind me. I got very good at quick
Extra
changes, you
points
see.
for Trump Lord.
Yeah.
I was going to correct your pronunciation, but spot on.
I just appreciate that the tales being told seem to run the gamut from ghost hunting to very deep cuts of lore and architecture.
And cocaine.
I believe it was methamphetamines.
It was all of them.
That's all.
Please finish.
Dave.
So it basically ended where I had a tiny little sling attached to my ear that I could wave around a bit and whip it at my face, you see. So I had to whip it and then run around as fast as I could.
Did you?
Sir Dave, I heard that the British Museum has your trompe l'oeil coat in their coffers. How did that happen?
Well, you see, after the thing, I actually cut it up into 3 separate bodies and laid it on the ground. That way it would look like it was an epic battle and the 3 people actually collapsed. But when they came to collect the bodies, they realized that how fucking good the art was on it. And they're like, "Man, museum shit right here." And I swear
Exactly what they said.
that story is true or my name isn't Dave.
Dave.
You're not even saying words, Leo.
Dave.
Got an olive stuck
The
in
Baron would like to know why you claim to be the husband of Cleopatra.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you for asking. You see, so I've got this friend, you see, and he built these. Okay, I'm not supposed to talk about this, so don't tell anyone it's a time machine, right? So there I was in the time machine, at the pub, of course, because that's where I was. The pub mobile. What?
So I hear this was actually the time machine you get money out of for all you Midwesterners out there.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
It was that. He builds those. It's very secretive. And I was just pushing the buttons, and it started spitting out money. But they were gold coins, you see. And I brought them to the British Museum to have them appraised. And they discovered that they were ancient Egyptian coins from the time machine, as it were. And so
I heard they were actually ancient Norwegian coins.
They were that. Because you see, perhaps you didn't know this, but Egypt had a great trading relationship with Norwegia. At the time that part was called. You see, the Norway is a modernization of the trade.
Norwegia.
I believe it was originally called Nor-Egypt.
Yeah. It was that.
Sincerely apologize to any
It
of
was
our
that before they
international
broke apart,
viewers.
and I was the cause of that. Maybe I'll tell you later. So there I was at the time machine, and then the British Museum with the Nor-Egyptian coins. Getting the phrase.
Egyptian coins.
And they were like, "Where did you find these? We've never seen them before, but we heard about them." And I was like, "Oh, don't worry about that." And they interrogated me a little bit, right? Because, whatever. And they found out that, of course, I was married to Cleopatra. Because I was. You're welcome.
Because it was on the coins, right? There was a picture of
my
you
face
on the
is
coins.
on the other side. Her face is on the other side of the coin.
I mean, that's normal.
Yeah. So Jesus.
So I actually heard that your face is on the bottom of a coin purse instead.
I it is. Thank you. Well, so that was the British Museum. Having the coins appraised, and when they were interrogating me to figure out where I had gotten them, one of the goons took my face and he shoved it into what at the time was a okay. It was an unfinished coin purse, and I was wearing enough makeup, you see, because ancient Nor-Egypt, they wore a lot of makeup, the gold, you see, and so my face got shoved into it, and it was on the bottom of the coin purse forever after, and it's in the museum. And that story is true, or my name. Your name is not Dame Theodora Munchhausen the Third.
Do you highly recommend if you are ever in London to check out the Norwegian exhibit in the museum? It is fantastically educational.
Yes, it is.
And quite dirty.
The mayor would like to know how or what you did with the arms
Oh, yeah,
of
sure.
Venus de Milo.
Oh, she wasn't using none, so, So, it was this great looking statue, I was like, oh, but the problem was, I was out there and I was going fishing in the ice shit. And I needed something to hold the poles, right? And she had these two spare arms. She wasn't using it for nothing. I just stabbed them deep into the hole, had them hold the thing. It's so easy. I don't know why. What's the actual mystery? Is there a problem with this?
Curious.
Well, he knows now.
And this story is true?
Probably.
Oh.
Actually, I heard that the arms were pulled beneath the ice by a large fish who then used them to do things with arms.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was Harry the tuna. Harry the tuna. He was so pissed off because he was born without arms, So he would wander around. I'm trying to slap you. He would try to fish slap me all the time, and he's like, I can't do this anymore. So he would just go. I caught him so many times. I just threw him back because he was such a fucking whiner. And when he saw those arms up there, he just came up and he stabbed him into his sides. So he could come up and try to choke the life out of him. Kick that fucking ass. We had sushi for weeks. Yeah. Why do you bring that around? So,
I can't
Like somebody's losing hair down there.
I believe this entire story.
I want this to
I
be a
swear to
movie.
God that this story is true.
Oh, your name isn't?
Wood Kalinsky.
Dame what?
I get to do sorcery. One moment, please. Dame Winterberry, Council of the 37th Duchess of New Derry Hertfordshire.
Indeed.
The Baron would like to know how you repeated Moses' trick of parting the Red Sea.
Want to know?
See, I was actually going through my memories of all of my adventures throughout time because I have actually had the privilege of being able to be a part of every major part of history. And when I saw what Moses did when he lifted his staff and commanded the sea to part, I said to myself, you know what I would love to do? I would love to walk from my beach house in Malibu to Hawaii. And how can I do this without having a boat? Well, this is what I did. First, I carved a staff from the finest wood. And I lifted it to the sky, and I remembered the time of my people.
I'm sorry, but I heard, I heard those were made from the arms of the Venus de Milo. Your staff.
Fact, it's a rare fact here that when the Venus de Milo was sculpted, the ceramics that were used was actually not stone, but wood. And it was from a fine birch tree of pure white snow. And so that wood is the exact wood that I went out into the forest and found to carve this staff. And I lifted it to the sky and remembered the time that my people were on their way from the Exodus in Egypt.
I heard it was Norwegian.
From Egypt, which in fact had Norse runes in their pyramids instead of hieroglyphs. So I said to myself, I will remember this forever. And I lifted my staff and said, let my people go to Honolulu. And I parted the Pacific Ocean from Malibu, which is not landlocked. And I walked myself to paradise, where I had a pina colada. Yes.
I heard it took you 3 weeks to get there on foot.
In fact, it was not only 3 weeks, but it was 3 weeks plus what's 3 weeks? 21 days. I can do math right now. Plus 9, 40 days. No, that's not right. Yes, 40 days. And I walked and walked. And as I saw, I heard the name of my many gods, in fact, in my head, and I heard it with great passion. And as soon as I got to that one perfect bar with the long-haired, sun-glistened bartender who made me this pina colada.
Actually, I'd love to know what you did when my good friend Gandalf the White requested his staff back. After you carved it.
Because it was Gandalf the White, I actually then went into the time machine that I had heard so many rumors about, and I reversed time to make him not only Gandalf the White, but Gandalf the Grey, and then Gandalf the Black. And I sent him down into the volcano, and where his blackness came out into this lava form and formed new islands around Hawaii. And I discovered a new drink, and that is when I was able to document all of my parting of the new parting of the Red Sea, and now has a new path for vacationers everywhere to go to Hawaii. And if this story is true, or my name is not Winterberry Cantaloupe the 37th Duchess of New Derby, Hertfordshire. That's not a drink.
Lena.
Holy God.
You know, 30 seconds for the lead.
Are you actually done with it?
Almost. Yes.
Uh-oh.
The reader would like to hear how it was that you, and not Francis Bacon, who wrote the plays of William Shakespeare.
Doth listen to my tales, as I speak only past the yonder sun and moon. Francis Bacon was a good friend of mine. You know it from me. Bacon.
No, I don't know what you mean.
First off, I would like you to recall, as the author of all the plays of Shakespeare, how all of the names, and I will say there are 14, have been all of the world's stages. As you know, all of the world's are stages. 14 stage names.
Allow me to begin, although my timing is quite limited.
Yes, let's just be sure to as well to
Yes,
explain.
of course. What else would you like to know?
What do you mean you got down? You knew him well.
Well, I was going to explain that, see, the Italian word for bacon is ventresca. And ventresca is my secret maneuver. And so, look, it to be true, you see. And the thing that you must know is that ventresca, the maneuver, was done and can only be done 13 times before urinary. So we decided to pick 13 locations. We picked stage number 1, midnight, sun of England. The stage number 2, the darkness of Paris. Following stage 3, Neptune, which was quite a distance to get to. Stage 4, we had to use the time machine to go back in time all the way to Egypt. Where we got sand, luckily in our crotch. But then we had to clean it out with the waterfalls, with the unicorns, with the general, all the way back in time. Stage 6, 7, and 8 were on the moon. Of course, the various stages of the moon. The sun comes out. And then, of course, Yeats let us use his woods, where we were able to bark up and down the tree. It was quite extravagant. The next stage, which I believe is 9 or 10, was my now 9. The 9th stage was behind some curtain where somebody was trying to kill himself in some weird play. The 10th stage was on a boat, which was always seemed to be ransacked by some ghost. The 11th stage was under the boat in the water with the ice, with his arms kept getting in the way. And of course, the 12th stage is right now, which you all haven't seen, but my misdirection shows you. That bacon is being had. That you know of. And so, to conclude the story. My journey is old. We have another coin?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeet would like to say something.
I just want to hear more about bacon.
I want to hear more about
I'm a
bacon.
really big fan of bacon.
Well, you see, every single one engaged in sizzling and popping. And
Yes.
of course, we started off quite raw, and so it was crispy.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
more.
The crispier, the better.
Oh, yeah.
I disagree.
But I must simply say that the reason why I was the one who was
Yeet, hands on the table.
in the Shakespearean way is because it took 13 inspirations to create these plays. And as you have seen and or witnessed, these are true. Or my name is not Leonardo Lathor of Olivier.
Bacon.
Was that the one you dropped on the floor?
No, it was the other one. I've been keeping track.
This one, if I happen to have the Baron's balls in my mouth.
Bacon.
How about a horn in your mouth?
Whoa.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Countess, that was fun, Count. Yes.
The Baron would like to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
The duel you were forced to fight against a swarm of bees.
Ooh.
It's all the buzz.
So, yes. So I was. You were to throw a bee at me. I got it. Yes. Bee. Huzzah! So yes, I was forced.
I'm gonna just give you that for cash.
I was.
This is how the NFL was born.
Like the bee. I was forced to fight a duel against bees. And I don't know if you know how many bees there are in a hive.
At least.
But there is at least 1. Ha ha ha. 2. Ha ha ha. 3. Ha ha ha. And many, many, many more. If I keep going, I'm not going to have time to tell my story.
You should have spent 5 minutes counting like that.
Baron, we have a special gift.
So, hold on a second.
Very good.
I pause. I have to play by the rules of the game. So, I had to fight these bees, and these bees were numerous. In fact, I was covered in bees. All the bees just flying everywhere. You had no idea where they were flying from. They were, yes.
How did you psychologically deal with a countless number of bees?
You don't. That is why I am the way I am. Ha, ha, ha.
Sorry,
in order for me to defeat the bees, I had to come up with a honey trap. I don't know if you know what a honey trap is, but it's not what you think it is. You would probably know more than anybody else. But a honey trap is someone that you really want to know how long their lineage is.
Cleopatra was that way too.
Yes, she was. Huzzah! And so were the Norse. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
The Nord-Egyptians.
Yes, the North Egyptians. My mistake. And so I came up with a perfect honey trap. What better to entice them than a bear that has been exploded in the woods after taking cocaine?
Wow.
I thought it was meth.
No, I think the bear was exploded with cocaine. Everyone else took meth.
Oh, he's on meth. Gotcha.
And so, to set this up, all I did was I called a bear, and I used my 2 pets. Numeral and ought. Stop. It's a deep cut. And I had them lure the bear in, and the bees saw my honey trap and went, "Oh boy, we want a piece of that bear ass." And they went for it, and I defeated the hive. And this story is true. or my name isn't Countess Count von Count.
All right, General.
Yes.
We will be telling the last story of the evening. Are you ready?
Sure.
Baron would like to know how you incurred the wrath of the god Vulcan and survived.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you see, being a general of the Doomacorn Brigade, of the Doomacorn Nation, we make war. Not love. War.
Oh.
Because, contrary to popular fairy tales, unicorns are not, in fact. Oh, look at the.
But I heard it was during Panfar.
Dave, big high five, bro. I was there, and I'm super glad that I didn't have to spend money to do it.
Normally, we make war, not love, but during the ritual of Panfar, which is originally a unicorn ritual,
Those damn Vulcans stole that.
we like to fuck. Can I say that? Is that okay? All right, read it. Sorry.
We're in it now.
We're going now.
It's all bacon now.
It's an after dark show. You're fine.
Like
Oh.
That's true.
I mean, you could just say it again.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Can I spend a coin to smack that guy? Low-hanging fruit, bro. Come on.
So, during the Panfar ritual, the unicorns like to do their dance around everything, and everyone's like, oh, the unicorns, they're attracted to virgins. No, we're not. Virgins don't know what they're doing. And while there is no problem with not having the sexual relations with other people, unicorns don't like training others. So during Panfar, they like to have sexual relations with other unicorns that have had sexual relations. And during this particular Panfar, we started using fire quite often. And you see, Vulcan is very similar to Mars and Ares, the god of war. So we're all like, fire everywhere, let's make some weapons. And Vulcan didn't think those weapons were war enough. And we're like, it's a bit of a struggle if you know what I mean. But they just didn't really get it. And he just got so angry, he took away all of our weapons. And we tried to explain to them by, yes, we have.
I don't know what you mean.
We were using the usual things.
Wait, nope.
Yes,
Not the usual thing. Still don't know what that means.
I know what I was getting at.
I need some specific.
Instead of making weapons of war in our forges, we were making weapons of the coitus.
It still sounds euphemistic.
Weapons of
Tell
horror.
me what you're talking about.
The pronunciation is horror.
Horror.
Not for weapons of horror.
War. We were making very long lineages out of metal.
You could have said that at the beginning.
I'm so sorry.
We're making some
I didn't mean
lineages.
to make it unclear. But we were making very long lineages out of the metal. And Vulcan came down and was like, why are you making long lineages out of the metal when it's weapons of war? And we're all like, well, come and see. But he said, okay. So we showed him. And while he was angry for a few minutes, he got better. And I swear the story is true, or I am not General Thunderfluff of the Doomacorn Brigade!
Real quick, I just want to say this.
Yeah, what up?
The idea is that Vulcan came down and was like, stop making dick pics out of metal.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I understood what you were
I
saying.
think the term is dildo.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
All right, now what's our royal court caps their court?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank the crowd. I would once again like to thank everyone here in the audience for donating your time and money to the show. We hope to do this every year, and we hope to be able to return to it next year with our royal court. We hope that the only thing that we is
Tawny's accent.
We also
got a bunch of cards.
be sure to
I tried to share.
Ooh, lucky number 13.
I feel like we did.
You got way more than
I was
Also,
You got it?
if you enjoyed our,
I think it's 12.
enjoyed our performance, we also are many of these members of our part are members.
We should stand.
Mind players.
We could try, but our chairs are stuck.
No,
I'm
Tawny,
so
we
big
need
and
you to
Morris.
You could
stand.
point with my
Our
sword.
chairs are landlocked.
No, I said stand.
I am very much
Oh, that's better.
We play all the we found Munchausen as part of that process. So please be sure to check us out and watch our videos or listen to our podcast.
We're pretty good.
This
Not bad.
this will eventually be on our podcast channel as well, so you can relive the memories and hopefully not crash your vehicle. Now, let's begin. Let's begin with you. Actually, Dane,
Yes.
would you present the crown, please?
I shall present the crown because I won it 2 years ago.
All right.
Ooh.
Ah, fuck.
How many coins do you have, dear?
3.
Right. How many coins do you have?
14.
How many coins do you have, sir?
22.
Oh.
How many coins do you have, madam?
20. I eat.
28. Well, madam.
14.
14, madam.
17.
17, Sir Dave.
Dave.
Nine.
Lucky number 13.
13,
18 in it.
18, and Yeet.
100.
How many coins do you have in front of you right now?
Hey, roll a bluff check.
I'm going to just quietly count these.
4,008.
Negative 17 is going to be your next answer.
37.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which means
No freaking way.
the winner and the queen of the Baron's Ball. If you'd like, we can remove it, or we can put this on top of it.
We will put it on
According to the rules of the game, you now have to buy a string.
What is that?
Yo, it's just you gotta buy strings.
That's actually rules is written.
I mean, I swear that's
Buy you all
If
drinks
my name is
in the
general
carry-on lobby between the hours of 5 and 6 tomorrow.
A round of applause to Tommy Coffee, Tawny P. Thompson, Ethan Anderson,
No, he said Mazer.
Latia
I'm making fun of you for
and
Mazer.
Chris Smith as the sole.
Like-
Chris O'Neill.
Chris
I'm
O'Neill.
sorry.
But I don't. It's that there's such thing as the fat wizard. There's only.
So please, thank you all for coming. The charity ball. Speak yourself.
I chill the fuck out.
Oh, my.
And that's true.
I swear.
Or my name is
Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.